Welcome, Kletus Roadside Service. I don't know if I have anything new to add, but I feel like I gotta talk out my problems that I got going on, and I'm over here. I've been driving for a while now. I got in at 4 o'clock, so running kind of late today. It's already, I don't even know what time it is right now, but I already got loaded and headed back to the shop from just a few hours south. So I'll be back in the shop at like 10:30. Get offloaded, and I got one more run to make. Hopefully that'll be it. Well, I imagine it will be, especially how late I started. But man, first off, got to start off bitching about Casey's. Went to Casey's. No fucking breakfast pizza. There was one slice, and the guy snagged it. I didn't want it anyways. It looked so small. So I grabbed the croissants. I grabbed a croissant, a bacon croissant, and a sausage croissant. They were better than expected, but still not good. You know what I mean? But it was like 7 o'clock. It's like it's 7 o'clock, and there ain't not a motherfucking pizza in here. You ain't got none coming out. Pretty upset about that. Anyways, no, I've still got the same problems. So last night I got off work at a decent time. They were so nice that they let me just go ahead and take off. I got back. I didn't even unload the truck or anything. There were 5 customers waiting to offload. It was going to be a while, and probably at least 2 hours before I was even able to offload and then go park the truck. I said, I don't care. I mean, do you guys mind if I just take off? We'll get this unloaded, at some point in time. It's just water. It's not a big deal. And they were cool with it. So then I adjusted the chain on my dirt bike. I rode it in yesterday, rode it in again today. But yesterday morning, I thought the chain was about to fucking break or fly off. Or I don't know. It was making so much racket. It was so loose. So I went ahead and tightened it up, and I tightened that chain more than I've ever had to tighten it before. Because I bought, well, it was right as I got the bike, I noticed the chain was like not doing too good. So I bought a chain, but I just got like a cheapo one off of Amazon. And yeah, getting a quality chain will keep you from needing to adjust your chain, and it will also save your sprockets. But so, anyways, I had to adjust my chain. I had to tighten it up 5 clicks. Like usually, I thought I expected to do 1 or 2 clicks. 5 motherfucking clicks is insane. So, anyways, got it tightened up. I think it's in a good spot. Rode it home. Everything was fine. And then this morning, well, I guess again last night, I got home because I was waiting on my ball joints to show up, and I was like, all right, if I can get my ball joints installed today, I got the kit and everything. If they show up soon, I'll get them installed, and then I will be able to, probably not that day, but today I was hoping to go for a re-inspection. But that ended up not working out. So, because Amazon, they didn't deliver my parts until like 7 o'clock at night, and I got home at like 3, and I passed the fuck out. I went in, I made me some lunch, turned on YouTube, and I was going to sit there, and I was sitting there watching the Amazon thing, waiting for it to say your package is 10 stops away or whatever the fuck it says. And I ended up falling asleep. I guess I was a little bit more tired than I thought I was. So anyways, I didn't even wake up until like 8 o'clock because the wife and the kids, they took off. They were over at her mom's house, and they didn't show back up to the house until 8. Woke me up. I was like, oh, shit. She's like, yeah, your package came like an hour ago. She's like, I tried to give you a call, but I knew you were probably sleeping. Like, fuck, yeah. So I got up and I went down and I cleaned the garage. I got one whole half of the garage like kind of cleaned up. The other side really needs to be organized, but I got everything out of the way. I got the Jeep pulled in there, and the Jeep is surprisingly short compared to my wife's car, I think. Because I got like 2 or 3 feet in front of the Jeep, and I can open up the rear hatch in the garage with the door shut, which is kind of nice. But it is pretty wide. But I think I can still manage to work on the damn thing inside there. But yeah, I got it pulled in there, and I grabbed the box, and I was about to open it, and I was like, I think I need to get to bed. Even though I had just taken a nice long nap, or whatever. Like I'm gonna need, I'm gonna be up all fucking night if I start this. I was like, how about this? I'm not gonna finish today anyways. I'm not gonna touch anything. I got the Jeep in the garage. I got the garage cleaned up. Now tomorrow, as soon as I get off work, I can show up at home and immediately start. So that's my plan for today. As long as my freaking wife doesn't take off on me, I use her car. I gotta run up to, I'm guessing Harbor Freight, whoever sells the cheapest 2.5 ton, 3-ton jack or whatever. I don't know. I just want to get. I don't have a full size hard jack right now. I have a couple little ones. One of them leaks or bleeds by, but I do have a bunch of jack stands, so I got that. But I would like to have a jack. Just having a jack in general would be nice. So my plan today is to get off work, go home, grab my wife's car, go get a jack, come back home, jack that motherfucker up. Oh, and I'm gonna look for a ball joint fork or whatever the fuck. My trucker here at work he's like, oh, you should have let me know. I got all this stuff, blah blah blah. Anyways, I didn't. I don't have the fork or whatever, the ball joint fork, whatever the fuck it's called. So I'll grab a ball joint fork. I'll grab a jack, and I need a little bit new penetrating oil and whatnot. And I think I have a torch, but I might go ahead and just buy another cheap torch or whatever, because I imagine I'm going to need to heat this motherfucker up to get these off. And it would be nice, if I already have a torch, I need to get another one. I don't need to get another one, but it ain't hurt nothing. Grab another torch. I'm already spending way too much fucking money. But anyways, I'll be all right. And get these ball joints done. And hopefully I can get them done today. I do not expect to get up and get an inspection. But if I can get them done today, maybe tomorrow I can get an inspection. I'm gonna probably wake up really fucking early for Friday, if it's possible. I'll wake up super fucking early, go get the go get the inspection. Everything should pass, except for the exhaust. The exhaust is a little fucked up, but I think I'm gonna go back to that one shop that showed me the ball joints, and I'll tighten up that muffler clamp, and hopefully that I can, because you got to get them things fucking tight. So try to get that as tight as I possibly can, and hopefully that works. I may need to move it a little bit and adjust it, but I think I can clamp the fuck out of it, and it should be good enough to pass at least. And if it doesn't, going to be very. At least I know everything else is good. You know, I don't know, man. I guess I'll have to figure out some way to get it welded. If this process is really annoying the fuck out of me. I really would like to be able to get some goddamn tags on my fucking car. You know, having a car would be really fucking nice, and I've already spent so much goddamn money on the motherfucker. It would be super fucking cool if I could just get the fucking tags, man. It's like, it's getting to a very annoying point where the fucking thing's been inspected 3 times, has failed, and I know that's my fault, you know, or it's not exactly my fault, but it's the Jeep is just not up to perfect goddamn standards. Even though pieces of shit I drove before were fine, this fucking thing is the nicest thing I've tried to go get inspected, and it keeps fucking failing. Anyways, ball joints, and then it'll pass. Possibly the muffler may need welded, but what the fuck ever. At least it'll be safe to drive on the road. It's gonna be loud. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I can work a deal. Be like, hey, give me the fucking tags, and I will schedule a muffler weld. Can you please help me out? God damn it, man! Because I'm really hoping I can get everything taken care of tomorrow. And then the next hurdle is the DMV, and I think everything will be fine. Anyways, if I can get that fucking Jeep good enough to go, then I can go get me a dolly and I can start moving some shit around. I'm gonna probably also tonight. I'm gonna try to at least clean up a little bit on the square body and snap a few pictures of it and get it posted up. It's kind of sad. I don't really want to do that, but it's really just it's not a good time in my life to have that. I mean, I could just forget about it. Well, I can't forget about it. It's in my driveway. I could just leave it there, and it's been fine. Just leave it there. But I do need to get a dolly and get that other Jeep drug out and post it up. So I might start taking pictures of that. I do like the idea of kind of holding on to it because it's not really worth anything, but it's got a lot of usable parts. So it would be kind of nice if I held on to it, was able to make it into some sort of fucking rig. I could follow along with the Dex J and make it into a rig, but with no title, it's really not worth my time. And if there is anything usable that I still want off of that Jeep, I'll try to take it off before it sells. Otherwise, just get it out of my fucking face. You know, I can go later on. I could buy all the parts that I need for the Jeep. You know, nothing on that Jeep is worth holding on to it really. So get rid of it. And then I don't know what's going on with the Silverado exactly at this moment. I talked to the guy about possibly having it towed to my house this weekend. He said something about I can't do anything till Monday. So Monday we'll hop around. I don't know. Maybe I will just let him. Yeah, just put it. If he wants to bring it to the shop, bring it to the shop. I don't have room for the house at the house right now. And I really do not even want the thing to come to my house. But yeah, just get it out of the fucking. Whatever you need to do with it, do what you need to do with it. But do not blame me. Whenever it's sitting at the shop for however long, don't look at me and be upset that my truck is sitting at the shop. You did this, buddy. Like, I'm trying to be really nice to you, but don't start pointing at me and telling me I need to move my truck when you're the one that put it there and you're the one that blew it up. Okay, we're still friendly. We're still happy. If everything's fine. I'm just foreseeing that truck being a problem somewhere, and I don't have room for it. But and it's like I would like that to be another project that I take care of eventually. I just really do not want to focus on that right now. I don't want to focus on anything other than getting my Jeep up and going to be proper, and then I feel like a lot of weight is going to be lifted off of me as soon as the tags hit that fucking Jeep. Once the tags hit the Jeep, a lot of weight will be lifted off of me. Once that shit Jeep out back gets sold, that'll be another big weight taken off of me. I mean, the only weight that's putting on me right now is my neighbors don't want to look at it, I imagine. And this weekend I need to mow. My yard is getting a little bit out of hand, so I need to mow this weekend. I really should try to mow before then, but I got too much shit going on. I can only spend so much time and energy on certain things, and I think my yard being a little tall is less important than getting a vehicle to drive when it rains, which it's inevitably gonna fucking rain one of these days. And I rode the bike again today, put some gear oil, the gear oil that I bought for the Jeep to do a full differential swap, whatever. Anyways, I got that oil. Put some of that on my chain today, so the bike is feeling nice and good right now. Pretty happy about that, and I fueled it up this morning. I checked the fuel today, and it was right at the top of the where the reserve would be. So I was like, I'll make it to work, but I'll have to switch it to reserve, and it'll start, sputtering pretty quickly once I get out on the highway. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just fill it. So that put me, I can't use that as an excuse on how late I came in today, but it did put me a couple more minutes behind. Luckily, I foresaw that, so whenever I put the Jeep in the garage, I left enough room to pull it out, but it was a little bit of a squeeze move to get it in and out. If there's a car parked in there, it is a little bit of a squeeze move. Anyways, we're good. Yeah, I think the square body needs to get sold. Priced to sell. Unfortunately, I'm not a good. Anytime I buy something, it's always worth less whenever I sell it. And I guess except for the 92. The 92 has been pretty much any money I get out of that is going to be a profit, honestly. For how long it's been running and driving and doing what I needed to do with very little maintenance, but now it's blown up, so I guess maybe factor that into the lack of maintenance or whatever. I don't know. It was running like shit for a long time, and I did absolutely nothing other than twist on the distributor a couple of times to fix it. Anyways, I did find, I was on Marketplace, and I did find somebody had ripped a 4.3 liter TBI out of a 92 Silverado. And I'm like, wow, that's exactly what I need, and that would be really fucking simple. I just undo the motor mounts, undo the bell housing, unplug the fuel line and any other electrical connectors that are right there, and yank that fucking thing out, and then put another one in. And the cool thing about a 4.3 is you ain't got to worry nothing about the radiator, really, because you just take the radiator shroud out, and there's like 8 inches of space right there. I think the fan does have a little extender on it, so maybe take the fan off. But other than that, all the accessories and everything, you won't have to you have to unbolt the power steering and the alternator. You'll have to undo some stuff. But yank that motherfucker out, drop the next one in, boom, we're good. We're gold for $300. But that would require me to buy cherry picker, most likely. That'd be the fastest way to do it out in the driveway. And that 4.3 might not be there, by the time I get around to doing that. I really don't want to focus on the 92 at all. I want to kind of, just leave that out of my mind. It really is a little upsetting that my plan didn't come out the way I wanted it to. So, damn it. It's not in my driveway. I don't have to think about it right now. Or at least I don't think I do. We'll find out after Monday. Now, my buddy Hunter, old Hunter, he said, "Oh yeah, just tow it down to my house. You can leave it here. We can, eventually do a motor swap." That is very gracious. It's just it's an hour further south than where I'm at. So that's gonna be it's gonna be a thing, and my Jeep is not gonna tow the 92. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. The guy at the shop said he's got a trailer and a truck. We can use it, just fuel it up. So maybe we'll go that route. I'm not sure. I really want to leave it up to the other guy. And I'll probably tell him that next time. He's off today, tomorrow, and Monday, and the weekend. So I'm not going to bother him at all. But if he decides he's ready to get out of his house, hopefully I can intervene and say, yes, please take it down to Rich Hill if you were so kind. Or why did I say the name of the town? Anyways, take it down to one of my buddy's houses, please, if you don't mind. Otherwise, you can find a hole in the wall at the shop and just park it there. I would really not like that because homeless people are probably going to get into it. But otherwise, yeah, if you could just leave it at the shop. I don't like that. Or take it down to my buddy's place. I prefer that. And I mean, I don't mind having it at my house, but only if the other two junkers are gone. And the square body, it's really upsetting. It's like if I could just get it wired up, it would be worth a lot more. I could probably just throw enough wire on it to get it to turn over and fire, and that'll be good enough for any buyer, I would think, but not exactly sure. And I don't know how much I want to list it for exactly yet, but I think before tomorrow or during this weekend, I'm probably going to have those things posted up for sale. The Jeep, I don't care about the axles, really. So, but I would really, it would be beneficial. I don't really have room for it, but I would love to be able to pull that engine out and hold on to it. Is it going to be worth much without the engine? I don't know. But the guy says it runs, and it would be really cool if I could take that engine out. This is just me running things that aren't going to happen in my mind, which is pull that engine out and maybe work on it, refresh it. It's a pretty simple engine. It's a straight six. Drop the oil pan off, buy a rebuild kit, which would include gaskets, bearings, shit like that. And then, you know, my buddy's got that outdoor sandblaster, old Luke. Sandblast that engine down, clean it up real good. You know, maybe run a dangleberry or hone through the cylinders. Order new pistons and maybe rods, but I don't know. I guess I would just measure the rods and look at them and see how they are. And then the heads, get new springs, the cam, put a new cam in it. Now, if I have that engine pulled out, it would. I don't think it would cost a crazy amount to do a garage rebuild on it, and have a rebuilt engine sitting there waiting, and then maybe one of these days down the line, you know, either my Jeep starts running like shit or something, and I could. But it's been it. The guy said it's been partially rebuilt 3,500 miles ago. So not, I don't know. It runs good. It does run good. I think there are a couple of older sensors on there. They could probably use a good replacing, but other than that, like it's good. It's pretty fucking good. Um, so, anyways, I would like to. That's my dream. Not my not my fucking dream, but that's a thing that I would like to do. That's probably not going to happen. I'm probably just going to post that up for $500. Let somebody take it, and they got a probably a good deal, but I don't know. Or if I could get that engine taken out and just put it in my shed or something, just kind of hold on to it, keep it out of the rain. That would be pretty cool because I would like to clean up the engine bay and figure out what all this fucking bullshit is going around there. You know, I'm getting closer to feeling like I own the Jeep, which is a funny thing, but I never feel like I own something. Like I don't know anything about it. I haven't had to work on it at all. The 92, I feel like I own that because I've done so much work to it. I haven't undone every bolt on the truck, but I've looked at every bolt on the truck. I've been down there. I've messed with it. I've touched everything. I've looked at everything. I've owned it for so long. Like I know that truck. Um, the Jeep, I mean, ripping out the old carpet out of the back, that makes me feel a little bit better. You know, I've seen underneath, seen it, put an exhaust on it. I haven't had to do anything with the engine yet, and that's where it's just like I pulled the radio out. I don't know. There's questionable wiring or whatever, you know. So that's where it's like, yeah, I'm pretty confident in it, but I don't know for sure. Uh, but sorry, GOT's parked right there. I can't speed. This truck is limited. Anyway, I don't even know what I was exactly trying to talk about right there, but it's like I don't know. It's I like to see and know how everything works on a vehicle, and I haven't done that quite yet with the Jeep. But if I do an engine swap, holy shit! Yeah, that's I know what everything has been done to it, but it doesn't need that right now. Right now, it just needs fucking ball joints. Okay, ball joints, and then we're good. I'll pass inspection, and then I do want to redo all the brakes and figure out what people are doing to put disc brakes on the rear. I think that would be pretty fucking cool to do a disc brake swap on the rear. That's going to be way later down the line, but I hope not so much later down the line that I got to replace the rear drums pads. I would really rather, you know, if the brakes are going bad on it, I would like to just do a complete swap. take the money I'd spend on drums and shoes and rebuild kit and put that towards disc brake conversion kit. And that's where I was kind of wondering, maybe I do want to hold on to that other Jeep because I think it's got the same axle in the front, but I don't know if that axle in the front will directly, or the brake assembly will directly bolt to the rear. I think the front has like a 3-bolt hub assembly, and on the back where the drums bolt up, it's a 4-bolt. So I think there's a little bracket you're supposed to buy that converts it and puts it in the right spot. But I'm not sure. Not exactly sure. Then, yeah, I guess let's keep talking about the dirt bike. I am not 100% like I own the dirt bike, that's for sure. I've had that thing completely torn down except for the engine, but I've had it, you know, I've had the wheels off, I've had the tank, the seat, the side panels off. I've went through the wiring on it. I've done a lot to that bike. I own that bike. Like that, feel like I know the bike pretty well. So I do like it. Every time I ride it, it puts a smile on my face, and I enjoy it. But I am not married to that bike. Now, call me an idiot, but I have been thinking about selling it, and I've been looking at Harleys. You know, not nice Harleys. It's a bad idea. It's a really bad idea. But I do a lot of road riding, and I've never really ridden a Harley. So I don't know if maybe I should go test ride a Harley and then not buy it because I'm not going to buy one from a dealership. But I think that would be really an interesting thing. I would love to have both. I do not think right now I'm trying to thin out the herd. Selling the dirt bike, the DR, I would need to have it immediately replaced. So, and obviously I'm going to have to add some money to make up for a Harley. But I think it would. I think I have the body type for a Harley, and I've thought about, you know, maybe I start out smaller with a Honda Cruiser or a Kawasaki Cruiser or something. I don't know, but is a $5,000 Fat Boy even worth it? Like, I feel like those are not. I shouldn't buy a cheap Harley because that's just going to have problems, you know. But maybe I get an 883 Sportster. No, do I want to be a Harley guy? Am I turning? I'm turning into a Harley Jeep guy. I don't know if this is a good idea. Am I? Mm-mm. Is this the way my life is going? And maybe I'm just getting older. I don't know, but I do love riding a dirt bike. But I think I might also like riding a Harley. And there's been a couple that I've seen, or even just cruisers. I mean, I would prefer a Harley, obviously, but there's some other cruisers that look pretty nice. And I don't necessarily give a shit on what, you know. I'm not brand loyal on motorcycles, but and I don't care what other people look and see. As if I'm having a good time, I'm having a good time. So maybe I will start giving those Kawasaki's, Yamahas, Hondas, Suzuki's, them type cruisers, because you can probably get a much nicer one of those for cheaper than buying a cheap ass Harley. It might need a lot of work, and I don't know. But I've been just mingling around looking at some of that stuff because I did have the idea. There's a couple of nice KLRs for sale, and those are more road-oriented bikes. And I'm more of a road-oriented rider. I mean, I do like going on the trails and shit. I'm just after going through some of the hardcore, and it's not even hardcore shit, but to me, that was some hardcore shit that we went through. I'm like, I don't know if I'm built to do this. I feel like I'm much more likely to get injured in the trails than I am out on the road. So maybe I just get me a cruiser bike and get out of the trails. And if I want to ride the trails, I gotta cheat. I think that's the move I'm trying to make. Or I have a square body that I end up building that has a title, and I could continue to work on getting that thing up and going, which would be awesome. But if I want to, I can't really tow the square body with my Jeep. You know what I mean? The Jeep is not going to be a good tow vehicle. I could put my dirt bike on the back of the Jeep. And that's where I'm still like, maybe I should just keep a dirt bike type motorcycle. If I get a Harley, I ain't putting a Harley on a fucking Harrier, but I could get a motorcycle trailer. But why would I trailer my motorcycle? I would definitely trailer a dirt bike. My son just got a quad. Maybe I do need to just forget about it. Maybe instead of swapping out the DR, I hold on to the DR. I want to make it more road oriented. So I've had the idea to possibly, well, actually, I just came up with the idea right now. Well, I'm still developing the idea right now, actually. Buy another set of rims for the dirt bike and put more road tires on it. And maybe supermoto it. I don't know. I could put some supermoto wheels on there. They're kind of expensive, but that would be cool. I've always had that dream of doing that. Put supermoto wheels and tires on the dirt bike, and then get a big windshield for it, but not like a gay windshield. I want to get like a pretty functional, good windshield because I mean the wind bothers me. I'm getting pretty bothered by the wind. And then the cheap chain and the high geared sprockets on there, I do not need to go 85 miles an hour. Maybe I'll feel better with the street tires, but I'm thinking about getting a new chain and sprocket kit that will gear it a little bit lower. And then, yeah, if I ever do decide, I'm like, oh, I want to go trail riding, it'll take 20 minutes to put it on the stand and swap out the wheels and tires. I don't know. I do like the DR. I almost thought about buying a KLR. I still kind of am thinking about doing that, but I don't know. The DR should stick around. I think I should hold on to it. Just put a little bit of, yeah. I think I want to just hold on to the DR. Maybe later on in life, I do end up getting another bike, like a cruiser bike. But right now, I think I should just slow down. I have a lot of other shit to worry about right now. My head is still up my ass, by the way. I'm over here talking about getting a Harley, and my life is chaos right now. So, just how about this? I'm going to get the Jeep going, get it tagged. Hey, you know what? I'm going to look at things positive. I'm going to get that Jeep fixed tonight. I'm going to get it inspected tomorrow. I'm going to get it tagged tomorrow, maybe even Saturday, if I can find a DMV that's open. I'm going to get my yard mowed. I'm going to get that Jeep sold. I'm going to get that square body sold, unfortunately. And then I'm also going to sell that 92. And you know what? Whatever somebody's willing to give it to me, I don't want to work on any of that stuff. I don't want to work on anything. I just want to sell it. I'll take the loss, whatever, get it out of my face. Then I'm going to have a dirt bike with the money that I get from, all selling 3 other vehicles. Put that into the dirt bike a little bit, put some into the Jeep a little bit, and put some in my pocket. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to put anything in my pocket. I'm going to spend all that money on whatever the fuck. And then I'm going to be just happy as a clam. I'm going to have a dirt bike carrier, and a Jeep. What else could I don't need anything else. I need a dirt bike and a Jeep. Happy as a clam. Perfect. That's where that's the goal right now. Operation get rid of my shit. OGMS. OGMS. OGRMS. OGRMS. Operation get rid of my shit. OGRMS. Episode 1. That's where we're at. I need life is short. I don't have time to spend on a bunch of other shit. I need to just take a loss, get rid of that shit, and then I can really put all my focus on the things that matter. How about that? How about that? Maybe I go to that guy that was going to buy my 92. I'm like, hey, hold on to it. You already paid me $400. How about you just keep it? Here's the title. Keep it. I just gave you a spoken deal. You can go out, get it, you can sell it for more, probably, from your house. Is getting him giving me, or me getting it back and having all that stress on me worth another, I don't know, I would say I could sell it for another $600. I could sell it for another, I could give him back his 400, and then I could maybe sell that for 1,000. Maybe. Or take a $600 cut on it and never have to think about that motherfucking thing again. I don't want to do that. I feel me and that 92 had a connection. I don't want it to go out like that. But maybe I do. Maybe I do want to let it go out like that. I don't know. If I didn't have to think about the 92 anymore, that'd be great. And then the old shit Jeep. Go rent a tow dolly. Once I get my Jeep going, rent a tow dolly. Grab that motherfucker. Haul it down to Kansas City, park it on the street, and forget about it. Maybe I do that before I get my tags, so nobody can trace it back to me. Just, hey, this was a bonus Jeep. It's got good parts on it, but I just don't have the time. Somebody else can have it for free. It's sitting there, no title. Let the homeless use it as a fuck wagon. And the square body, just hold on to it. Just let it keep sitting in the driveway. And I got a Jeep and a square body, a lot less stress. And then maybe I don't know. Opening the hood of the square body and opening the hood of the Jeep is a crazy difference. Opening the Jeep, everything looks all compact and crazy. Opening up the square body and it's literally just an engine sitting there. You can fit 4 grown men inside there. I don't know what I want to do yet. None of this is set in stone. This is me just spitballing, trying to rid my mind of all these thoughts that are just racing through my mind for all day so far. I've just been like, man, I am just. Let's talk about work. I guess I got down here, got loaded, got a full load. Everything's going well. Headed back to the shop. Gonna get offloaded. Got one more load to get. It would be convenient. My wife wanted me to buy that Jeep. I wish she would just, she wanted me to buy an automatic so she could drive it. Hey, you can drive it. Can you drive it over to the muffler shop for me and have them weld it up, and I'll pick it up later? Throw the ball joints in the back seat and say, hey, if you got time, throw them ball joints on. And when you go pick it up for me, and then take it on over to the DMV for me, or our inspection. Let's work it out. If I could get off work today and all my problems were solved, I'd be so happy. Let me just imagine my life is that. All my problems are solved. Do you ever do that? You have so many problems, you just imagine you actually don't have any problems. Life is good. What am I gonna eat today? That's where my mind would go. What am I gonna eat today? Problems are solved. Things are good. Everything's well. Just kidding. Let's snap back to reality. I got problems and I want a Harley. I got problems. My head's up my ass so far. I want to get a Harley and get more ducks for the dash of my Jeep. That's where I'm at. Forget about everything else. Forget about everything else. What else is there to do? I don't know. So, rebuilding a front axle of a Jeep, I've been watching the Dex J, and he says use CV shafts, or instead of replacing the U-joints in those stock shafts, says they're a little bit stronger if you just get CV shafts. And I think those front U-joints could be not in great shape, but that's not going to keep me from getting it inspected or whatever, but maybe I do. He said they're cheap. Just go to O'Reilly and grab a couple of CV shafts, and they'll swap there'll be a complete direct swap to the Dana 30 front axle, and that would be pretty fucking sweet to swap them in there. And then I was watching, he's doing that. He did the cheap Jeep build that he just did ended. The giveaway has ended, and I think he just posted up a video of him calling the winner or announcing the winner or whatever. But I kind of wish I entered into that. I didn't. It's fine. I got my own Jeep. I don't need another one. But he shows you all the stuff to do, and that's where I would like to. That's where I wish I was right now. Was just at the point of doing all the fun stuff to the Jeep, and I'm just not there yet. But whenever I do get there, hopefully, if I don't die on my motorcycle on the way home, I think I'll get to that point soon, where I can put the CV shafts in the front axle. I can brace up one of the spots, and then I noticed on this Jeep, it's got the stronger lower links for the front axle for the 4-link, but the top ones are still the same. So I need to watch this video again and see what he did for the top links. Try to get a set of those in, because they're a direct swap, and maybe they're a little bit longer, so they actually pivot your axle a little bit for a better driveline angle for your front drive shaft. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. You can get adjustable ones. Maybe I'll go that route. I don't know. But whenever he built his Jeep, he said it's not necessary to go buy a lift kit. And we're back. Welcome back. Sorry about that. I know it just like kind of cut off there. Got a phone call from the wife. Then I got back. I was rolling into the shop right then also, and yeah, I got offloaded. Somebody, one of the other truck drivers, he got back extra early, and he said, yeah, I bought a bunch of hot dogs and buns. I'll grill them up outside so everybody can eat some. And I'm actually kind of happy I got in when I got in, because, or else I wouldn't have got the hot dogs. But yeah, got me some hottie dogs, and got offloaded. It is now right at noon almost. And I'm leaving. I got an hour drive to my next place, and I'm going to try to go as quickly as possible. I got to lay out a bunch of fucking hoses, which isn't a problem. I don't mind it. It just takes a little bit more time to get them pulled out and set up, and then get them picked back up. But I do it pretty quickly. Last time I was there for 2 hours, and it takes, at a place where I just go and I hook up, it takes like 30 minutes. But the guy that works out there, I had not been out there yet. So the guy that works there wanted to sit and talk to me for a while. So hopefully not this time. Hopefully this time I can just zip in there, hook up, pump it out, and then get the fuck out of there. And I guess it takes a while because they have a tank and they need to start draining the tank. So I'm probably going to end the podcast actually here in a little bit so I can call the guy back, or not call him back, but just call the guy, say, yo, man, I'm headed out there. I was hoping you could go ahead and start draining your tank into the pit or something like that, I'll be there in an hour. Or I just don't, and I just get there when I get there and do what I got to do to get going, and then head back, because I'm going to get back pretty late compared to other people, so I'll be able to just roll into the shop, park it, and they will offload it and move it if they need to, and I can go home, which is always handy. I did talk to the wife, and I was telling her that maybe I might have her run up to the old Harbor Freight for me. I need to get a couple of things that I talked about already, I think. But yeah, as I'm getting over there getting offloaded, I was telling one guy, I was like, yeah, I was thinking about getting a Harley for a little bit, and he's like, oh, why buy a Harley? I have goats. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? And he showed me he's got 2 goats, and I was like, well, I mean, I could use some goats. I got a lot of vegetation in my backyard that I'd like to be eating, and I heard goats are good for that because all they do is eat all day long. They have nothing else to do but eat. So maybe let me borrow your goats. He's like, no, buy them for $100. So I was like, damn, you can't even rent goats for like less than a couple grand, I think. People are wanting a lot for them goats, just for renting. But I don't know. He said these goats are like only a few months old, and I'm like, I don't know if I want goats in my future. It would be cool to just see what happens. Like, let a couple of goats loose in my backyard, teach the dogs to be nice to them, and just see what they do. Am I going to be able to see my back fence? Am I going to have to mow my yard? He said he still has to mow his yard. So I'm like, well, then why the fuck do you have goats? He's like, I don't know. He's like, he said the kid's grandpa, so I don't know if it's his dad or his wife's dad or what, or I don't know, But anyway, somebody bought them goats, and now they have like pet goats. And he's like, I don't want them anymore. So I don't know. Now I got that rumbling around in my mind. I'm like, $100 for a couple of goats might not be a bad deal. Am I allowed to have goats in my town? Like, would I get these goats and then have to sell them? I don't know. I need to look it up. I need to call the wife again. She'd be excited if I told her we're getting goats. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of another thing that was thrown into my mind today. But there is a guy at work that has a Harley, and I was like, "Oh, you're not interested in selling it, are you?" He said, "No." Like, all right, good, good. I don't need that shit on me right now. But no, I am kind of tossing around that idea of like adding a second bike. If I get rid of everything, except for a Jeep and a dirt bike, adding a Harley to the fleet shouldn't be that big of a problem. As long as I can clean out my garage, which there is some shit in there. Well, it doesn't take up a whole lot of room, but it's a square body bench seat. It's kind of taking up some room. I also have a little trampoline. It's like probably a 3-foot circle trampoline. Definitely could get rid of that fucking thing or throw it in the backyard. I don't know. But there's another box. What was in that box? It's a big ass box. It might have been some shelves we bought not too long ago. I'm not sure. But anyways, there's room in the garage as long as I am willing to get rid of some shit and move some stuff out. Also, I have a pellet smoker that I don't ever use. Maybe getting rid of that would be a good idea also. Also, a fuel tank and a bed slider. I have some shit I need to sell. It'll make a lot of more room in there. Because this was kind of my idea. I was like, all right, if I was able to clean up the garage enough, I could probably fit my Jeep and my wife's car in the garage at the same time. And since my dirt bike is pretty skinny, I could probably fit the dirt bike in there also. But if I had a Harley, then no, it ain't gonna happen. Get ready for the bump. Here's the bump. Kablam! Ugh! And then there's more bumps up here where you bunny hop. Going over I-70 if you didn't know. 435 and I-70. The brand new bridge they just put up. And it's the roughest part of the highway I've ever been on. Yeah, I got air in my 92 Silverado. I got air on one of these bumps. Ooh. Ooh, ah. Oh yeah, buddy. I do feel a little bit better. I don't know if I feel better, but I think I've worked it out in my mind, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to sell a bunch of shit for real cheap. Really, really fucking cheap. And that was another thing I talked to the wife about. I was like, I'm thinking about doing this, you know. She's like, yeah, whatever you want to do. So, obviously, she doesn't care. But, I think it's not the greatest idea for money making. It's not the greatest idea. But, am I trying to make money or am I trying to feel good? And I'm trying to feel good. So, I am trying to make money. I would like to make money. Making money would be a positive. And some money will be made, but getting rid of a lot of headache would be pretty fucking cool. Oh yeah. Um, well, sad to think about it, but to think of all the possibilities once I clean up, I think the possibilities outweigh the negatives. Hmm. Um, yeah, that other Jeep, I think over this weekend, as long as it's not raining the entire time, which I think it might be, I'm going to try to remove the fender flares and the front grill assembly and the headlight buckets and everything, and just hold on to them. I don't know if I'm going to. I don't really have. I don't really want to spend the time right now putting that shit onto my Jeep. Uh, but they are some things that I would like to hold on to. So just throw them in the garage. I have a shed out back. I could put all kinds of stuff in the shed. The shed is, well, it's not empty, but it is pretty bare. Like there's nothing really on the floor. There's a stack of wood, but I stacked it up super nice and neat and tall. That there's still a lot of room in my shed. So I think I will pull off them. I'll try to pull them fender flares off and pull that grill and all the other parts that I might want out and throw them in the shed for whenever I get around to doing that part of the Jeep and the hood. But I'm going to swap the hood. But I might not swap it quite yet. So I don't know. Whoever wants to buy the Jeep, is the hood that important to them? I don't know. And I got to look at that hood one more time and just make sure it is a good hood. I imagine it is, but you never know. I have not inspected it. I've just been thinking about it. I know it's only been painted once, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have a big dent in the side. Or since the grill and the fascia is all, it's not on there properly right now. It's kind of falling off. I can't tell if the hood lines up with everything, and the hood release handle on that Jeep is broken. So if I shut that hood completely, it's gonna be hard to open it again. How I got it open this time is I pushed that fascia down and I stuck my hand in there and I grabbed the cable and I just yanked on it, which would be kind of a convenient feature. Maybe I could add that in as a feature to my Jeep. Because right now, if you, as long as you pull that cable, it will release the latches. So if I add another cable and then kind of hide it underneath the front bumper, that would be kind of good. So I wouldn't have to pop the hood from the interior of the Jeep every single time. But I guess it's not that big of a hassle. So it's probably something that I'm not going to do. Hell yeah, dude! That beeping sound means I'm within a football field of somebody driving slower. Gotta love technology. Anyways, I think that's gonna do it for today, everybody. No, wait till I pass this homeless guy on the highway. I don't think he's homeless. I think he's out of batteries. I think that guy has a electric bike, and I think it's out of batteries. It looks like if I ran out of batteries on the side of the highway on my electric bike, which why is he on the highway? But if I was on, that's the way I would look. After I had tried a couple of things and maybe called some people, that's how I would look if I ran out of electricity in my e-bike on the highway shoulder. That's exactly what I would look like. But you never know. I mean, maybe I would push. Take this exit, lady. All right. Adios! Keep all 18 down. We're going to talk to you later.